On YouTube. Yeah.
It's like on
Andrew.
Our YouTube?
No.
That's on Jamin's YouTube.
Does he have like 5 viewers? Like what?
I'll send it to you.
Okay.
If you want to see it.
Okay. What's it called?
I think Andrew the Iron Lung Szymanski.
Oh, that's better. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello. Welcome to the Nick's Boots from Start to Finish podcast. My name is Shyler Mao. I'm joined here by Andrew.
Hello.
The lead pipe Szymanski.
Yep. The Iron Lung.
Well, that's weird. No, it's because you work out a lot.
Oh, thanks. Yeah.
You got big pipes.
Have you seen that?
In the summertime, man, he walks around with these
Had a sweatshirt cut off thing.
cut off sweatshirt things. Looks like he's like a football player or something. It's kind of funny.
Have you not seen the video that Jamin made? He just took one of my podcasts that I did, and
What?
yeah, it's all my inhaling over the course of the podcast.
Man.
He got me.
Wow. Well, Jamin's a scamp.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Well, I kind of hope to see that someday.
It's on the internet.
Where?
On YouTube.
On YouTube.
Yeah.
Like on
Andrew.
Our YouTube?
No.
That's on Jamin's YouTube.
Does he have like 5 viewers? Like what?
I'll send it to you
Okay.
if you want to see it.
Okay. What's it called?
I think Andrew the Iron Lung Szymanski.
Oh, that's better. Yeah.
Yeah.
But what's his YouTube channel called?
Oh man, I don't know.
Okay. Well, that is fascinating. And you guys have a lot of fun back there. And that makes me happy. I know that's what you think about every day. It's how
Yeah.
much fun you're having.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Well, oh, here it is. Here it is.
Big man.
219 subscribers. Come on, Jamin. You got to pump those numbers up, buddy. Sorry, 222. He just got 3. That's crazy. Okay. That's great. Wow. Okay. Oh, man. Okay. Moving on. Thank you for that, listeners. I know that what's happening on air. So, all right. So what's been happening, man? How's it going? We're doing a lot. We've done a lot and we're doing a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yep. There's a lot of lines, new boots, and some new people. You know, some old dogs leaving the industry, retiring, and some greenhorns coming in.
Yeah. We're a little bit. I don't want to call it a transition, but it's some people who've been with us for a very long time are basically reaching their retirement age, and I'm excited for them, but I'm sad to see them go for sure. So yeah, no, we've got a good bench though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess how's that going?
A lot of training, but everything's looking great, pretty promising. You know, hand lasting. There's a skill. What is it called? A learning curve, right? There's there's the base level, but like there's room to grow infinitely on something like hand lasting heels. But Jamin, he's doing really well at it.
Yeah, Jamin's great.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, your department seems pretty solid.
Yeah, for a while there, didn't feel like it, but these last like 3 months, everyone's just kind of come together.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's been good to see that. It's always sewing, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we're continuing to expand the sewing department. Some of it's we've also brought in more sewing intensive boots, which is fine. You know, that's what I did. I did it.
Yeah,
I did it.
I mean, this industry, there's a lot of it's very skill heavy. It takes a long time to get someone up to speed in any department, really. There's a few departments that you can kind of hire off the street for, but a lot of it takes months and months and months to get someone up to speed. And
even then, I mean, like, I know what departments you're talking about, and like I don't know. I think that is not as true as maybe we thought it has been, because like it's always, you know, it takes longer than we think sometimes. And so, yeah, no, I think everything we do requires a decent amount of training and, learning. So, so we're just kind of working through that. And hopefully, hope to take that next step from a production standpoint. Yeah. Brandle launched. It did well.
Yeah.
Got a good bit of orders for it. We're still kind of explaining everything to everybody. Kelsey K-Back will be doing a great video kind of explaining all of the different things about Brandle that make it so unique and special and time consuming to make. Jamin's been kvetching about it on our Reddit about how long it takes him to do certain portions of it. So that's kind of helpful, I guess, somebody like, oh, this takes me 3 hours to do when I can do 2 Knicks boots and, in the same amount of time or in 1 hour. Yeah, no, I think it is worth it. It's, you got to care about shoes a lot.
Yeah.
Like I had some people in from like the Valley Chamber of Commerce, and I was like explaining it to them, and they were like eyes glazing over a little bit. So it's definitely something that, unfortunately, there are a lot of people that are passionate about footwear.
Yeah.
So that went pretty well. We are bringing in some additional widths in that. Those actually will be here fairly quickly, probably 2 weeks. So we'll be bringing in double E widths on the Brandle line, just to kind of expand that out a little bit. And I think you'll see that it's very much an evolution on this brand. I did not expect it to like be a rocket ship. I mean, it took forever for us to explain the benefits of Knicks and for people to kind of come on board. It was years. And so I think Brandle hopefully will be shorter than that, but it takes some time to get all that content and make it and really kind of have people internalize it.
Yeah. I really like the calf skin. I almost feel bad wearing mine. I'm so scared to like.
What color do you have?
Calf skin.
No, what color?
The lighter brown.
Oh, the cognac. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. I think. Cool. Yeah. I'm glad you like it. I mean, we had like no photos of it. So, I'm hoping people will order it so we can do that instead of making sample boots.
I'm excited to see how the shell turns out. The shell cordovan.
Yes. Those flew off the shelves. Those were gone like
pretty popular.
Snap of the finger. Yeah. Very popular. It's got definitely like probably the most cachet of any leather.
Really hard to work with, though, but
well, so what do you think about this idea? This is a crazy idea. Alligator.
Maybe. Why not?
We have a couple alligator hides.
Yeah.
So for people, alligator hides are shockingly expensive. I think they're more expensive. They're more expensive than cordovan.
Okay.
It depends on which ones you get, so like ours are natural, like not farmed. And so the problem with farmed alligator is that all the alligators are kind of swimming around and basking in the same area. And obviously alligators are, would you call them cantankerous animals?
I don't know.
They get in fights a lot, I would say.
A lot of scars.
Angry, easily angered.
Okay, then yeah.
Yeah. So they bite each other a lot. And so they get a lot of scars. And so the skin's not as good. So if you go the wild ones, that happens less. And so that's why it's more expensive, but it's obviously, harder to find, more effort to find wild alligators than farming them. So that's one of the reasons why these hides are so expensive, but they're really beautiful. Like you saw the boots we did for the mock toes.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I mean, they're definitely polarizing, but I thought they looked really cool. If that was what you were into, they turned out really well.
I think so. Maybe we could even play with two-tone textures.
Yeah.
Right. Like a alligator toe cap.
That's interesting. Yeah. I just feel like the price point on those things to absorb the cost of the hides, and the yield's not the best either, would have to be in Brandle instead of
for
Knicks.
sure.
It'd be weird to have like $2,500, $3,000 Knicks, you know? But anyway, I think that's an interesting idea, but we'll see. Renovations. So I've been meeting with our architect on that. We just need to finalize some of the machine arrangements, basically, because it has an impact on where we're going to run the electricals throughout the building. But we are going to be kind of expanding the workspace, the production space. giving you guys a little more
That's
room
gonna
to.
be great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got a lot of big ideas.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What's one of them?
One of them is, so right now we have like the wet lasting rack, and they all kind of sit there and congregate in one spot, and they get fans blown on them, especially over winter. I was thinking we put fans under individual stations, and then so there's less moving of boots around. You don't go pick and pull. You just have your fan under your jack or under your rack, and then it would blow, overnight or even throughout the day, because it only really needs, depending on the weather, 4 hours.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. We've been talking about an issue. So when it gets cold here, we have single pane windows.
Yeah.
And it's really nice in some ways because it provides a lot of natural light to people working, and they appreciate that. But one issue we've been having is with the double stuff.
Right. And sometimes the chrome, actually. It's
interesting.
Weird. Yeah,
like the Chrome Excel?
Right. Only a couple of the colors.
So there's so many oils in them. So do you want to explain it?
Yeah, it all just kind of separates. And so like the oil, I don't know how many different oils there are in it, but it just kind of rises to the surface and just sits there.
Yep.
And then, your hands will warm it up and it'll reintegrate into the leather a bit. But
so basically, like, you have to warm up the boots before you start working on them in the morning. And so it slows us down. And we're just...
because otherwise they'll just crack. They're so stiff.
Yep. Well, this is the first time we've had the quantities, I would say, of the double stuff.
Right. Especially with the
in winter.
LL64 coming through. It's like perfect timing.
So that's been an interesting challenge. So we've tried like the hot box, which is basically a warming element.
Yeah.
That didn't work so well.
We didn't do a whole lot of testing on that. We did the heat gun first.
Okay.
I think throughout the day, as like a lot of the furnace kicks on and everything, it warms up a bit. But none have been so bad that we've had to use the hot box.
Okay.
Quite yet.
Okay.
But it's something that I'm in the back of my mind. I want to use it anyways. So
yeah, like double stuff's interesting, especially like on Brandle, because we line it. We have to use darker liner leather.
Yeah.
Or else the lighter leather will show the actual like oil spots
that's
coming
the other
through.
Yeah, because if you pleat too hard, or in where you put the eyes, because it's lined, it squeezes a little bit of the oil out too. So
this is an interesting experience, that's for sure. But yeah, no, I don't know. Maybe people like the oil. Like it's kind of like the free range program.
Yeah, they're really nice.
Like the free range program, like how I feel like I kind of messed this up because I priced them cheaper because like the yield would be higher, but like I think it sometimes looks cooler, when you have like the cosmetic defects and stuff like that. So I don't know. Maybe we can.
Our customers who buy double stuffed will have very moisturized feet.
There you go. Perfect. So renovations are coming along. Sad note, I had to hire our first security company.
Oh, really? I had no clue.
Yeah. Just it's getting a little... We're kind of for those of you who have never been to the factory, we're smack in the middle of the valley. And so we are like kind of at this transition zone. And so we get a lot of foot traffic and some maybe not the most above board behavior happening around here.
It's weird. There's a lot of... Actually, I didn't think it, because there's the freeway, and not only is it like Spokane and Spokane Valley, but it's also industrial transitioning into residential as well.
And like there's some big but parks and natural areas, so people kind of camp there. Anyway, it's sad. But so we've got security coming by, especially when we close at night, doing a couple drive-throughs and so.
I'm here pretty early. I haven't seen.
What? It's actually at night.
Oh, okay.
At night.
Okay.
Yep. Should I tell the ghost story?
Wait, the foot story?
I may have you cut this out, but we'll see.
I want to hear it, so yeah.
Is it the foot story?
Yeah.
I saw those, and I'm the one who pointed those out.
Okay.
Serge.
So I came in one day, and Serge, our production manager, came to me, and he said, "We have a ghost in the building," kind of laughing about it. And I was like, okay. So then so there was a footprint. A bare footprint.
Oh.
In the back.
In the back.
Like where the soles are.
In the back where the soles are. And I was like, sir, do you know ghosts don't leave footprints, by the way? I don't know. I mean, I'm not like a ghost expert, but I was like, that seems incongruous. And so it turned out that, and this was my fault, I'd only latched one of the chain links. So we closed our roller door to like let in, you know, for the loading dock. And I don't know, accepted something, and I only latched one of the links. So you could get the loading dock door up about 1.5 feet. And this was like this for like a day or two. And it is crazy to me that there are, so hence the security is that people are checking the doors that often that they would discover this like that quickly. But somebody was like sleeping in somewhere in the building, for like 2 nights. That was wild.
I like the ghost idea better.
Yeah, it's actually less creepy.
Yeah, I know, like it sometimes like I'll scare Chris sometimes coming in, you know, because he's cleaning. And like I just open the door, like I jangle my keys as loud as I can as I'm walking through, so he knows I'm there. But sometimes you'll come out of from cleaning a room, and we just meet right there, and we're like, oh.
Yeah. That's those are lonely hours, man.
Yeah, but it's peaceful. Some of my favorite times is,
well, sure, I get that. Yeah. But anyway, so it's been addressed, but that was a thing over the summer.
Delta Arch.
Yes. How's that going?
So we pretty much have everything sourced. All the leather, we've got some samples in, which not only, so this project actually is going to improve just general production as well for my department, because we now get those little shank pieces pre-made.
Yep.
Amazing. I'm so excited. And then we learned also that they can skive some of our
Keystone.
Yeah. So they can skive like our lineman shanks.
Oh, that's awesome.
Also. So some big improvements just as a side note, you know.
Good.
But super excited. It's a toss up whether I'm wearing my Brandles or my Deltas, but I start to, I trend more towards the Delta. They are really comfortable.
Yeah, but the Brandles are pretty comfortable.
They are. You're right.
How's the last feel
of the Brandle?
Yeah.
The toe puff is interesting to break in, that kind of piece, but the fit of it's great. It feels broken in out of the gate for my size.
Yeah.
I got lucky.
I think it's a more forgiving last to me. It's less like work oriented, so it doesn't like lock you in as much.
There's not really like, so, with the regular lines, especially with our work leathers, the break in is sometimes painful. If you like a tighter fit. The Brandles, the only thing that was really like, I got to break this in, is that kind of creasing into the toe puff, the leather piece that we're using instead of a Celastic.
Yep.
But yeah, I like it a lot.
Okay. Yeah. So you're working with Luke, the Nuke Larson on
the insert,
and we'll basically I hope to launch that in December.
Yeah. It's mainly right now. So like I said, we sourced everything. It's just testing on thickness. So, because we want to offer it for existing customers.
Yeah.
So a big thing will be how much instep room does that take? Because the insert's not going to be a full length insert.
Right. So making sure their current situation can accommodate it. Yeah.
Because we got to just figure out how thick it'll be, and then after that, it's taking away the thickness for like the finished look, right? Because it needs to be lined and stuff. It can't be.
Got it.
You don't want to see a bunch of
that is interesting, because like when you're hiding it under an insole, it's
right.
It doesn't matter. But if it's coming as a finished product, it does. I mean, it should look a little prettier. But yeah.
So we'll play with a few designs. I've got everything lined up. I've got some test subjects, sizes written down, and we're all going to kind of wear them.
Okay.
And see what we think about the thickness, particularly in the sort of instep area.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm excited for that. That'll be, I think that'll be really, really good.
I'll have to make sure that I have some people wear kilties. I usually don't wear kilties, so it'll feel a bit different for me. But I'll have to make sure I get some kilties.
Yeah, I'm not wearing kilties. What do you think of this boot? So this is a Traveler that I resold with just a unit lug, and I didn't put the slip back on.
Okay. I like the leather. I'm not usually a big fan of like the big tread. But
yeah,
I like that. What leather is that?
That's actually very old Seidel tobacco.
Okay.
It's probably like 10-year-old leather. It's a shame because we've ordered some samples of the current tobacco. It doesn't quite look like that. Yeah. So still kind of searching for that like analog, but
now it kind of looks like the Orange Predator, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's more washed out.
There's like a bit of a crossover where I couldn't really tell if I was doing the tobacco or the Predator Orange.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. It's just not as distinct. It's not as orange, I don't feel like, as this one.
What glue did you use? Just the
good stuff.
The good stuff.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
The Germans, you know? Yeah.
That's something else I've been kind of in my mind wanting to play with.
You want to use German on everything?
No, because I think it's heat activated, but I think that switching out the yellow for something stronger but similar in nature.
That's always the challenge. So we have different glues, some of which are like the strongest ones are frankly not great to breathe. So we have a ventilation room and like you have to wear an air mask and everything like that with a hose and
gotta wait for the vapors to taper off.
Yep. But yeah, the stuff that's less noxious, it's not as strong.
Right.
But we played with that solution from that company in Wisconsin. That was basically super glue.
Yeah.
I think was basically super glue. And so like the other thing with glues is like you have what percentage of the glue is of the like liquid is actually a binder versus some sort of, like acetone or something to essentially hold it in place.
For its nature, the yellow glue is pretty hard to beat. Just not being heat activated.
It could be stronger. So like so that's why we stitched through like with the yellow glue. So, but yeah. I think it's an interesting thing. We could explore glues a little bit more, for sure. Okay, let's get to some questions. Did you stop, Andrew, this is to you personally, did you stop offering mock toe stitching on safety toe boots?
I don't think so. I mean, I've got a pair.
Yes, we did. Well, this is, I think, so
are we just kind of working through what we've already sold?
No, we switched people who make the mock toes. And so I think there were a couple models that came through that were very bulbous and maybe did not get like the extra length to basically push it down the protective toe. So it looked weird. So we've disabled it for now, but we will be bringing it back because we just revised the actual patterns that we use for the mock toes to be more accommodating of those things. And make sure you get a little more uniform. Yeah. So I think that'll be coming back.
Right. I know that there's actually a pair. I mean, we can cut this if we want, but there's a pair in the department with a comp toe and a mock toe on it.
Oh, that we're making?
Yeah. So I don't know if
but that would be like if that was already in the queue, you know what I mean? So that would still come through.
Right. That's what I was. Okay. Cool.
Right. Sorry. So yeah, we're still making like existing orders for it, but right now we're kind of just pumping the brakes on it while we get this like kind of worked out. But I think we have worked it out, so it'll go back onto the website as an option.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So that's another thing is like we're getting new toes, new safety toes, and they're bigger, right? And so they do add some bulk. So it's essentially a trade-off between appearance and comfort. So I don't know. I think comfort is very important, and but it can kind of clash with like the priorities of a mocktail, which is obviously to have the, you know, stitching look really good. But I think we can get it. It will still look a little more bulbous.
Yeah, I think on the steel toes it would look better than on the comp toes. The comp toes are a lot beefier.
Yeah,
there's a lot more toe room in those.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Thurman lasts with safety toes.
Nope.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe in the future.
I think we would need a different toe shape, right?
Yeah, we would need, I don't even know if they make them, but we would need an entire line of safety toes just for those.
Yeah.
They're just.
Yeah, which is a possibility. They're not, there are not a ton of safety toe sources out there, actually, that I'm aware of. It can be a little limiting, but I mean, I would like to be able to do it. It's just kind of a question of finding the right source for them.
With our current sources, just no sizes fit, just too wide.
A random thought about the heel heights between the logger and packer heels. Are they the same height? Obviously the style is different, but is there a height difference? I think the packer has an extra lift.
Yeah, I think it's slightly.
Yes.
I'm not super versed on my heeling.
Yeah, no, it does. So the packer has one extra, we call it a lift, but it's
stack
another
one
layer of leather. Yeah, so it is a little higher. So yes, there is a height difference. Okay, so quick episode. Kelsey, thank you. You did another great job.
Anytime.
Yep, thank you.
Andrew, thanks for being here.
Yeah, for sure.
Really appreciate it, and we'll get you out of here and see you tomorrow, man.
Yeah. See you tomorrow.
All right, everyone. Thanks for listening. Please write a review if you liked it. Apple, Spotify, YouTube, Google, and we'll talk to you next week. Thank you.
All right. You want to clap? Actually, okay. Oh, wait, yeah. Very good.